offers 5 undergraduate programmes in law in total. We have a single honours programme in law, as well as combined degrees in law and French, law and German, law and business, and law and political science. And we have approximately 700 students in those programmes, as well as visiting students. The modules that we offer vary from elective seminar-style modules with 15 to 20 students, right up to core lectures with around 200 students involved. So our patterns of assessment vary very considerably between those types of modules. Before this year though, the predominant pattern was through end-of-year exam, or a combination of end-of-year exam and essay. But we have been focusing on diversification in recent years, with new and existing modules bringing new techniques on stream, such as short response papers, blogs, discussion boards and presentations. Despite these positive developments, I identified a need to reduce our focus on exam-based assessment through a preliminary mapping exercise which showed that approximately 72% of our modules used an end-of-year exam, either on its own or with another form of assessment. And this seemed a bit out of line with College Assessment Framework and with the skills captured in the graduate attributes. So, as our Director of Undergrad, I convened a forum on assessment at the beginning of Michaelmas term, building on a tradition we have of holding those kinds of meetings at the start of each year. So we had an opportunity there as a group to discuss the benefits and challenges of assessment diversification and the range of options suitable for assessment in law and their strengths and weaknesses. We recognised the importance of testing different skills, while at the same time acknowledging different modules might have particular priorities depending on their content and also the student numbers involved. So after the forum, it was very clear to me that there was broad support amongst the academic and the administrative staff for undertaking the work that was needed in respect of assessment, but there was a need for follow-up on the general discussion at the forum through individual meetings with colleagues, where we could look at aligning the particular learning outcomes of their modules with new assessment methods. I was lucky enough to be able to enlist the help of my colleague Andrea Mulligan in this work, and we set about a process of first continuing the discussion on assessment through individual meetings, second identifying gaps in colleagues' confidence with implementing new methods, and thirdly figuring out how to address such gaps.
So my role was to hold individual meetings with colleagues to explore how they could change their assessment to a model which would be less reliant on exams. In having those meetings, it was really important that colleagues had been to the assessment forum at the start of the year, they understood tech, they understood the broader picture behind where they were being asked to diversify assessments. Most colleagues were very open to assessment diversification and appreciative of the benefits it would bring to staff and students and happy to implement changes. But as part of the process, we did think it was important to listen to colleagues who felt that they really needed examinations in their modules, and we rolled that into our approach. So in these cases, we proposed shortening the exam rather than removing the exam altogether. We also found in the course of the individual meetings that some colleagues had been using exams as their primary or exclusive form of assessment. They were interested in diversification, but they needed support, they needed guidance in identifying and developing new ways to assess their modules. Some common concerns that we found were around the coursework length in the absence of an exam, and around ensuring attendance at class when there was not going to be an exam at the end of the module. So to help colleagues develop new forms of assessment, what we're going to do is put together a series of workshops and training programs in Hilary term that will focus on novel forms of assessment that colleagues seem interested in, but which they feel they need guidance with. So we're planning to do sessions on assessment via online discussion boards, class presentations, reflective learning, blog post writing and group work.
So in summary, the process that we undertook this year was to first hold a school forum on assessment, where we discussed the rationale for changing our approach to assessment, as well as the challenges and opportunities that it presents. Secondly, we held individual meetings with staff members to consider how they might diversify their approach to assessment. And thirdly, we used those meetings to identify gaps where colleagues needed support and guidance in undertaking novel forms of assessment. And finally, we set about resolving those gaps through a series of workshops for colleagues on diversified forms of assessment.